Hi. Good. How about you, John? Wonderful. Shabbat Shalom. We want a little nervous. Yes, that's okay. So, Rachel, here's your water. I'm going to put it, for right now, right underneath here. Better yet, in case you need it at some point, I'm going to put it on the left here.
This is Rachel's notebook with her hoftor and everything. Should
Yes.
we set it right here for her, or should we have her keep it
Let's put it right over here.
like right here, maybe?
That would be great for right now, yes. Because the hot tour will be done from this side.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Then I'll set it right.
Yes. Good morning. Shabbat Shalom. We want to welcome everyone here today at Temple Torat Yisrael of East Greenwich. We don't pronounce the W. East Greenwich, Rhode Island. For those watching perhaps on the live stream for the first time, we hope this will not be the last time that you watch our live streams and Zoom services. Nonetheless, my name is Rabbi David Barnett. I'm honored to be the rabbi here of Temple Torat Yisrael. And it is on today that we are going to celebrate the Bat Mitzvah of Rachel Picraux. This is going to be Parashat Chayei Sarah. And Rachel has worked very hard and anticipated with great energy and discipline the arrival of this day. And without further ado, it's my honor and pleasure now to invite Rachel to come to the Bima and begin our services. We are going to, because she knows some special psalms, we are going to change the order of our service just a tiny, tiny bit and invite her to lead us on page 139 for Psalm 148. And one of the big things that's going to be coming up is going to be the presentation of the Talit, and that happens early in the service. So for Denise and Tom Picraux, grandparents, are they here? They will be here, God willing. Okay, and so that's coming up very, very shortly, within, let's say, 5 minutes. Let's get them all ready for that. That's a hint. Okay, Rachel, please come up at this time. Again, we are, you want to have that, use that side view? That's fine. Okay. We are going to be on page 139.
Shamayim, Halu Bameramim, Haluhu Chol Malachav, Haluhu Kol Tziva'av, Haluhu Shemesh V'Yareach, Haluhu Kol Kochavei Or, Haluhu Shemei HaShamayim, V'Amayim Hashem Hashemayim, Yalu Hashem Adonai, Kutziva V'Nivra Uvayamidem Na'ala Alam, Chaknasam V'Lo Ya'avor. Halu Asaranai Min Ha'aras, Tenanim V'Chol Tehamos, Eshivara, Chelkitor, Roxara Osa Devarao, Harem V'Chol, Giva Ositspri V'Chol, Arazim, Hachaya V'Chol, Behema, Remesvasipora Kanaf. Malchai Aras V'Cholet Umim, Sarim V'Chol, Shafatei Aras, Bacharim V'Gam, Besulis, Zikinim Imnarim. Yalu Hashem Adonai, Kineskav Shemo Levado, Hodo, Al Eretz V'Shemayim, V'Aaron Karen Amo, Tilalecho Chasidav, Lifnei Yisrael, Amkrovo, Hallelujah.
Okay, Rachel, thank you so much. You can have a seat right here to my right. Okay. And Rachel has been very gracious in allowing me also to participate in the service a little bit with a few things myself, so that's very nice. Not that she's not capable of not doing everything, but you'll see how much she's going to be doing in today's service. So, Rachel, I'm going to, with a bit of humor and also seriousness, thank you for allowing me to participate and share this special day and occasion with you and your entire family. We are going to continue now on page 147, with Shochen Ad. Shochena ad marom vekadosh shemo vechatuv ranu tzadikim badonai laisharim navati lam befi sharim titalal uvdivrei tzadikim titbarach uvilshon chasidim titromam uvekerev kedoshim titkadash v'makalot ravot amcha beit Yisrael. בריאי פרשם חמל כן בכל דור ודור שכן חובת כה יוצאים לבניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו להודות להלל לשבח לפאר לרומם להדר לברך ולקלס על כל דברי שירו ותשבחות דוד בן ישי עבדך משיחך. And on page 148, we are going to continue with Rachel leading us on that page. So, Rachel, I'll invite you to come back up here. Are you going to start with Yishtabach? Okay, great. Yishtabach at the top of the page.
Yishtabach Shemcha la'amakinu Ha'al ha'malach ha'gadol v'ha'kadosh v'shamayim v'aretz ki lechana Adonai Eloheinu v'lohei avoseinu shir shvecha ha'alel v'zimra ozim mimshala netzach gedilog v'ratila b'seferes kedusha malchos brachos v'odos mi'ataviyad olam baruch atah Adonai amalach gadol Patish Bachos El Hodos Adon Anafos Hebucha B'Shirei Zemra Melech Chayil Amehem.
And we can continue now with the Chetzi Kaddish.
Yiskada v'yiskada Shemei Rabbam V'yamad Devrach Kurte V'yamlich Malchotei V'chayeichon Uv-yomeichon Uv-chayei-decha Beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman Kariv V'yimeru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Li'olam Li'omei Olayah Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach Yitba'ar V'yitrama V'yitnasei V'yishadar V'yisala V'yisala Shemei Dekudesha Brichu La'elam Mikra Bechata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiram B'yama V'yimiru Amen.
And Rachel, as we rehearse, this is going to be now one of the special moments. We're going to invite your grandparents to come up and make the Talit presentation to you. So as we rehearsed, I'll invite you to step over just to the left here, right over here, and then your grandparents are going to come right here, and you'll face them. They've got a lot of love in their hearts for you. So we'd like to honor now Denise and Tom Picraux, your grandparents, to come up and make the presentation of the Talit here to you. Watch your step on the way up there. Very good. Okay, good. Wonderful. You walked many steps together to arrive at this moment. What a pleasure. I didn't have a chance to meet you before. It's so nice to meet you now. Thank you. And so that's great. And we'll have you stand right over here next to Tom and face Rachel. Okay. Yes, great. And then speak a little bit towards the microphone there. Get about 5 inches away from the mic there, or 10 inches, okay?
Okay, well, it's very short. It's a great joy to present to our granddaughter, Rachel, this talit in honor of this great day for her bat mitzvah.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's wonderful. Stay there, please, because I want you to be able to witness this special moment.
Oh, yes.
So now, Rachel, we're going to invite you to take this out of the bag, or your grandfather can help do that, and actually hand it to you. Wonderful. And for the congregation at large, we're going to point out here, there are some Hebrew letters, which is a blessing at the top of this, and Rachel's going to recite the blessing officially now for the first time. Until this moment, all the times that she has said this blessing, have been just for practice and preparation. But now it's the real deal. Okay, good. And then kiss each part of it there. There you go. That's right. And then the other, good. Put it around you. Very, very good. Okay. Good. Okay, great. Thank you both so much, and Mazel Tov on this very special occasion.
Thank you.
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to encourage you to go down this side here with the railing. I think it'll be just a little easier and safer there. Yes, and we'll put this right up here for you. And at this time, Rachel is going to actually continue leading us in prayer on page 149, as we're going to invite everyone, please, to rise for the Baruch Hu. And we'll face the direction of the sun right over there and the ark at the same time. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. And please be seated then. We are going to be continuing then momentarily here on page 150. And on page 150 here, we'll invite Rachel to have a seat there. So there's a blessing after the Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvrei choshech oseh shalom uvorei hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, forming light and creating darkness, bringing harmony while creating all. And then I'll start us praying here individually, either in Hebrew or in English. Page 150, Hakol Yiducha. Hakol Yiducha v'Hakol Yishabechucha v'Hakol Yomer v'Kanish Karonai. Uvtevo machadesh b'chol yom, tamid ma'aseh v'reshit. HaMelech HaMoromem v'Ador le'az. And on page 150, at the bottom, you'll see a red arrow. Ein kerkecha. Ein kerkecha vein zulatecha. Efes biltecha umidome lach. Ein kerkecha Adonai Eloheinu ba'olam hazeh. Vein zulatcha malkeinu l'chayei ha'olam haba. Efes biltecha goeloni limot HaMashiach. Vein dome lecha Moshienu litchiat HaMetim. And then on page 151, we're going to be calling upon Rachel to lead us through the next 3 pages, 151 through 153 here, and going on to 154 as well. 151 has basically a poem that has a special name. It's called the Piyut, and it's done in a very special manner. For those of you who do know the Hebrew alphabet, you do not get the sense of this in English. But if you'll notice on page 151 on the right-hand side, you'll see that the beginning of each line in Hebrew is in boldface. And if you'll notice, the first letter is Aleph, and the last letter is Taf. And so this is what they call an alphabetical acrostic. Each line begins with a new letter of the alphabet, symbolizing how we praise God through all of the possible sounds of consonants that are found within a language that we can make with our speech. So it's very, very beautiful, and Rachel's going to be leading us in El Adon. This is a very famous rabbinical poem, or piyut, and she has a special melody to do that. If those of you know it, do please feel free to join in. Page 151, El Adon.
Baruch befika neshama gadol betuvo malei olam da'asus v'una sober v'imotam hamid ga'el achayus hakodesh v'neder bechavod al hamerkava zechus umishor lifnei chiso Chesed v'rachamim lefnei chavodo. Artovim me'aros shebara Eloheinu yasaram. B'da'at levinu uvchaskel korach. Ugvura natan bahem niyot b'kerev teva. Mileim zibum fikim noga na'ezibam b'chol ha'olam. Semechem b'seisam v'sasem b'boam. Osem b'yehim areson konam. Pe'er v'chavar nosim nishmar. Ta'ala v'rina l'zichem achuto. Kara l'shemesh v'yizrach or ra'a v'hiskin zerav chavanah. Shevach nosnim lo kol tzivah marom tiferes ugedula serafim v'yofanim v'chayos hakodash.
Page 152, we continue. Le'el asher Shabbat. Le'el asher Shabbat mikol ha'masim. Yom hashvi'i v'chal Shabbat. Divar v'atal we continue with the arrow Yisbarach Mosheinu.
Yisbarach Mosheinu Ashavach Masa Yedecha v'Amera Orshe Sisi Yeferu Chasala.
We continue now, page 153, at the top, Tibarach Sureinu. Tibarach Sureinu Malkinu V'Toaleinu B'Vay
Kedushin Yishtabach Shemcha B'Fi.
Rachel will lead us now. Kulam Avim.
Kulam Avim, Kulam Berurim, Kulam Geburim, V'chulam Osem Be'ma V'yara. Retzon Kunam V'chulam Pasachem Espihem B'ktusha V'tahara. B'shira V'zemram Faracham Shabacham Farim. Marizmak V'shim Mamlichem. Ashim Ha'el Hamelech HaGadol HaKahibor V'hanara Kadoshu. V'chulam Mekabelim Aleihim Oma Choshemayim Zevin Mizeh. V'nasanim Rosh Hashanah. Akdish Yetzerim B'nachas Ruach B'Safa V'Ruach V'nima. Kedusha Kulam Ke'achadonai V'Yamarim V'yirah Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzedakos L'cha Aretz K'vodo V'yafanim V'chayos HaKadosh B'arash Gadol V'sasa Emnu Matzurafim L'masa Meshabacham V'yamrim Baruch K'vod Adonai Mimekom.
And Rachel will continue. Hamachadesh b'tuvo.
Hamachadesh b'tuvo b'choyim temen. Ma'aseh v'rishis. Kamar li'osei gedolim ki'elam chasto. Or Chadash Al Tzion Tayir. Or Chadash Al Tzion Tayir. Chadash Al Tzion Tayir. Or Chadash Al Tzion Tayir. V'nizke cholanu meheira le'oro. V'nizke cholanu meheira le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai Yoser mi'aros.
Amen. Page 154, Ahava Rabbah.
Ahava Rabbah Tanu Adonai Eloheinu Chem Gedula B'Teva Chem Alta Aleinu Avinu Malkeinu Ba'avor Avoteinu Shabbatu V'cha Shabbatu V'cha B'Telamekeinu B'Telamendim Chukechayim Kein Tochaneinu Slamdeinu Avinu Ha'av Harachaman Harachim Rachim Aleinu Betem Felipeinu Lahaben Haskell Lishmawa Lil Modu Lil Lamin Lishmor Velasos Ole Kayem es Kondere Tomoter Tachabiahava Beha Erinenu Betara Tacha Beda Beklibenu Bemesotacha V'yachei lebabenu liyahava oyera ashemacha v'laho nevash liyalam ba'ad v'laho nevash liyalam ba'ad ki v'shem ka'ad shachach ha'gadol v'hanara v'tachnu Nagila ben ismecha b'shuon temecha.
At this time, those who are wearing a talit will gather the four corners of the talit, symbolizing the ingathering of Jews from all over the world back to the land of Israel. And this is done. Rachel's going to lead us in the paragraph beginning V'havi'enu l'shalom. And for those of you who are aficionados, you will know and recognize that this is the melody of the Jewish national anthem called Hatikva.
V'havi'enu l'shalom me'ar b'kan fos ha'aretz v'tolichenu komemiyut li'atzeinu ki apara yeshuotata uvanu b'charta mikol ha'velashon v'keravtanu l'shemcha hagadol sela b'emes l'hodas lecha Olayachadecha bi'ahava Baruch atah Adonai habachar b'yama Yisrael bi'ahava.
Amen. We will continue then on page 155 as Rachel will lead us through the Shema. At the Baruch Shem Kabul we recite silently, and then she will lead us through the V'ahavta, the first paragraph after the Shema. Then we will continue without break, individually on page 156, until we come to the end of the... you're going to do the third paragraph, I think, with the tzitzit. I think you wanted to do that out loud. So she will lead us, she will come back in out loud on the third paragraph. So now, page 155, the Shema. And it is traditional, there are various customs, but sometimes in order to emphasize the unity of God, there is a tradition that we cover our eyes as we say the Shema, so that we have basically sole focus on that idea. Okay?
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta es Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'yodecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibartabam v'shivtecha b'veisecha avlavtecha avadarach uv'shavtecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam neyos ayadecha v'hayu l'tutavos b'neinecha u'ksavtam amazuzos b'eisecha uv'yisharecha. Vayomer Adonai Yom Moshe Limor Daber El Bnei Yisrael V'Marta Alehem V'Yasu Lahem Tzitzis Al Kanfei V'Gdeihem D'Ratzam V'Nasenu Al Tzitzis HaKanaf Pitel Techelas V'Yalachem Tzitzis Orisam Also Uschartem es Kamatzvah Hos Adonai Vasisem Moso Losa Suru Acharei Lamavchem V'Acharei Einechem Asher Tem Zonim Achareihem Lama Tizkiru Vasisem es Kamatzvah Visem Kiddushim Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hosesi Eschem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Dios V'chem Him Ani Adonai Elohechem Elohechem Emes
Rachel will continue at the top of page 157, the Dor Vador. Or I will continue. The Dor Vador Kayam, Ushimo Kayam, Ikiso Nato, Umanakutu Baratolat Kayam. Are you doing Emet Chata? Okay. I'll lead also Emet Chata, page 157 in the middle. Emet Chata, Hu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu, Malkeinu melech Avoteinu, Goalenu Goel Avoteinu, Yotzreinu Tzuri Shavotenu, Pedenu Matzilenu Melam Shemecha, Ein Elohim Zulatecha. Ezrat Avoteinu, we continue then.
Ezra Savoseinu Atahu Me'olam Malkeinu Moshiach Livneihem Achareihem Bechol Dor Vador Berum Olam Moshe V'cha Umishpatecha V'tzikasecha Adasei Aharetz Asher Yishesh Lamed Mitzvosecha V'sarasecha Od Varecha Yasem Alibo Emes Atahu Adonamecha Umelech Gibor LaRibrivam Emes Atahu Rishon Ve'atahu Acharon Umi Baladecha Ein Lanu Melech Goel Umashiach.
We continue individually at the top of page 158, either in Hebrew or English, Mitzrayim, or Adonai our God, you redeemed us from Egypt. Rachel, continue then with Tilot El Elyon.
Tilos Elyon, Barachum Varach, Moshe Mirma, B'nai Yisrael, Lacha Anushira B'simcha Rabba V'yamru Cholam, Mi Chamacha Ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamacha Nadar B'Kodesh, Nora Sehilas, Ahosei Fala. Shira Chadasha Shebechu Ge'ulim L'Shemcha Ha'asif Asayam Yacha Kulam Hodu V'imnichu V'yamru Adonai Yemach L'Yalam V'Ad.
And please rise at this time as we call upon God, the stronghold of Israel, to assist us as his servants to make the world a better place. Traditionally, and Rachel comes from a traditional school, So traditionally, between the ending of the blessing on this page, there is not supposed to be any interruption, actually, between the next section. So I'd like to introduce that. So after we finish at the bottom of page 158, then Rachel will lead us in the beginning of the standing prayer, which we call the Amidah. And she will be leading us in the first three major sections of that. The first refers to the patriarchs and matriarchs. The second to the greatness of God's power. And the third is the sanctification of God, which we call the Kedusha. That would end.
And interestingly, those refer to our avos. The first one for Avraham, and the second one for Yitzchak, and then the last one for Yaakov.
Wonderful. So each of the three have an inner meaning. You see, I learned from that too. That's very interesting. I never thought of it that way. There is a tradition we learn from everyone. And do we have a future rabbi here? I don't know. You'll have many choices coming up. We'll talk about that later. Right now, Tzur Yisrael at the bottom of page 158.
Tzur Yisrael, Kuma b'Yisras Yisrael, Uvdei Chanamacha, Yehuda b'Yisrael, Go Aleinu Adonai Tziva'o Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Go Yisrael.
Baruch Hu Shemo.
Magin Abraham, Poked Sarah, Atagi Barli Lamadana, Nachaye Metem Terava Shia, Nasheva Rewa, Famare Hagashan, Nefakel Chayim Bechesed, Nechaye Metem Bechesed, Somit no Fender Fefo, Umati Rasulin.
שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום ככתוב לנביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ויאמר. Now you repeat that. נקדש.
שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב לנביאך, אל זה ויאמר.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות מלך הארץ וכבודו. I'll just start and then you repeat it. אז תפרש כתוב בקדוש במחול. Just go ahead with it. ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהי ציון לדור ודור הללויה. קדושתך נקדיש ושפחך אלוהים. continue then individually through the remainder of the Amidah through page 166. When you've completed the Amidah, you may be seated.
Shalom b'mramav, Huya asa shalom aleinu, v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yimru, amen. Ya asa shalom, shalom aleinu, v'yal kol Yisrael, ya asa shalom, shalom aleinu.
We continue now on page 167 with the Reader's Kaddish, as Rachel will lead us in this. Amen.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'arvit Ramam v'yitnaseh v'yisadar v'yisalah v'yisalah shemini kodesha Bricho L'ein lamiko b'chata v'shirata tishbechata v'nachamata damim b'yama v'yimarau Amen. Tish kabal solatan uvarotan d'chol Yisrael kadam avon divishma v'yimarau Amen. Yesh lama rabba minchma d'chol v'chaim alina v'yakozra v'yimarau Amen. Asa shalom b'ramav, huya asa shalom, alena v'kol, Yisrael v'yemeru, Amen.
Wonderful. Very nice, Rachel. Thank you so much. And you're going to continue leading us here with the next portion of our service is going to be the preparation. We have the early morning psalms and through the Shema, that's like the warm-up. And then we had the individual, the Amidah, our silent conversation with God. And now we progress towards a major central portion of the service. And indeed, on this day, very central for Rachel, and that will be here, the Torah service. And so at this time, we're going to continue here, page 168 at the top, Ein Kamocha. Ein Kamocha.
Ein kamocha be'Elohim Adonai, v'ein kima'asecha, machosecha, machos kol olamim, u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimnach, li'olam va'ed. Adonai oz li'amo yitehi, Adonai yivarech esamo b'shalom, alav harachamim, heitiva v'hertzonecha es Tzion. Tivnech hamot Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, ki b'chach levavatachnu, melech aram v'nisa, Adon olam.
Hold on just a second. At this time, we'll invite everyone, please, to rise. And I'd like to call upon Elaine Salinger and Sharon Field to open the ark for us. And we will continue on page 168 by Heben Zohar.
Vahi ben Sawa Aram, Vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai, V'yafutzu Oivecha, V'yanusu Misanecha Mipanecha, Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai, Mirushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'Kedushat.
Excuse me one second, behind you. We continue now, page 170, at the bottom of the page. I'd like to invite you all to join in with me with the reading at the bottom of the page. It is in God. We will change the singular to the plural, and then Rachel will lead us in the traditional translation of that, which is actually composed in Aramaic. So on page 170 at the bottom, it is in God that we put our trust, and it is to your holy and precious name that we utter praise. May it be your will that you open our hearts to your Torah, and that you fulfill the desires of our hearts and the hearts of all your people Israel, for goodness, for life, and for peace. Amen. Come back up to the mic. Should we take the crowns off before she carries them? And Mr. Andy Scholes, one of our past presidents, is going to honor you by handing you the Torah himself. And there we go. At this time, we are on page, would you like on your right or left? I think I'll get your left so you can see. She knows it by heart anyway. Okay, you can close the arch. And this time, we're on page 171.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, circle around the right. You can go around the right side of the synagogue. Ula ve'hagevura ve'hatiferet ve'anetzach ve'ahod ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz ki chol b'shamayim uvaretz lecha Adonai hamlacha hamitnase lechol lirosh Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Veishtachavu, Veishtachavu, La'adom raglav kadosh hu, Romemu, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Veishtachavu, Veishtachavu, La'ar kodsho, Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. And you may be seated. The Torah portion for this morning is called Chaye Sarah. Literally, that means the life of Sarah. However, really, the Torah portion begins with her passing, announcement of her passing, of her death. And one of the first tasks that Abraham does in the beginning of this portion is to secure a burial place for his beloved wife, Sarah. And in the context of that, that is the background for the number of the first aliyot that we will be reading from the Torah. Later on, though, we have very important issues of transmission of the Jewish tradition, the continuity of the faith, and of the faith community. And so Abraham is going to be sending his servant Eliezer out to basically the family of his brother, and his brother Nahor, and with instructions to find a bride, a wife for Isaac, his son. And he makes Eliezer swear a vow that he will do exactly as he says to the letter. And the story is very, very beautiful as it tells this story of really one of the first official matches made in the Jewish tradition. And really the idea as expressed in the Torah that it's indeed b'shert, this match between Isaac and Rebecca, Rivka, will be min hashamayim, from God, and directed and really orchestrated in so many ways through divine measures and help as well. So this time we're going to be then continuing with the preliminary verses found on, for those who want to follow that, by our Gabbai, page 171.
Yes, and then we'll go to page 127 in the big books.
Amen. ואתם הדבקים באדוני אלוהיכם חיים כולכם היום. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. ויהיו חיי שרה 100 שנה ו20 שנה ו7 שנים, שני חיי שרה. ותמת שרה בקריית ארבע, היא חברון בארץ כנען, ויבוא אברהם לספוד לשרה ולבכותה. ויקם אברהם מעל פני מתו, וידבר אל בני חת לאמור, גר ותושב אנוכי עמכם, תנו לי אחוזת קבר עמכם, ואקברה מתי מלפניי.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chai olam. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
יעמוד מיכאל אליעזר בן מאיר הכהן בפגל, ותעמוד שושנה רחב בת אברהם ושרה לעלייה השנייה.
So I found it. I've got it. Yep. So we are right here,
Page 128,
right there.
verse 5.
Perfect.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborah.
Baruch Adonai Horah Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborah Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nafatar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Guys, could you hold that up there? Thank you. Amen. Vayanu b'nei chet et Avram le'mor lo Shemaenu Adoni Nesi Elohim ata b'tochenu b'mivchar kvorenu kvor et meitecha ish mimenu et kivro lo yichle mimecha mikavor meitecha Vayakom Avram vayishtachu lam haaretz livnei chet.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Calling Denise and Tom, grandparents. יעמוד שמואל בן אברהם ושרה, ותעמוד דבורה רונציה בת בנימין ברל וחיה ציפיה לעלייה השלישית. סבתא וסבא של הבת מצווה.
By the way, the next, let me announce the verse here. So it's going to continue page 128, verse 8. V'yadeber itam lemor.
Baruch Adonai Hamborah.
Baruch Adonai Barach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborah Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher barbanu mikol ha'amim, natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. וידבר איתם לאמור, אם יש את נפשכם לקבור את מתי מלפני, שמעוני ופיגו לי בעפרון בן סוחר, ויתן לי את מערת המכפלה אשר לו, אשר בקצה שדהו, וכסף מלא יתננה לי בתוככם לאחוזת קבר. ועפרון יושב בתוך בני חת, ויען עפרון החיתי את אברהם באוזני בני חת לכל באי שער עירו לאמור, לא אדוני שמעני, השדה נתתי לך, והמערה אשר בו לך נתתיה לעיני בני עמי, נתתי הלך כבור מתך, וישתחו אברהם לפני עם הארץ.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'he'olam natah b'tohenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. There's a tradition in the Jewish community that at a point in the Torah service that we take a little bit of break, we cover the Torah scroll, and we chant a prayer on behalf of those who are ill, asking for healing to come to them. And so it's my privilege to do that at this time, and it'll be both in Hebrew and in English to give you a sense of what the meaning of this very beautiful prayer is. וירפא את החולים כולם שמזכירים בשמותיהם היום וכולם שאינם מזכירים כולם כלולים בברכה. במיוחד אנחנו אומרים את שמותיהם של האנשים האלה. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bring blessing to all of those that we will mention today and ask for healing on their behalf, and even for those that we may not specifically mention, we are hoping that they will have a complete and speedy healing. And first, it is our tradition here, I will read names from a list that I have, and then we'll go around. I'll start on the various sides. We will not forget the bima or behind me, and we'll have everyone have an opportunity to add other names if you wish. Moshe ben Dit ben Tobagitel, vet Yosef Avraham ben Chaim Yaakov, vet Erwin Sunny Silver, Chanachaya bat Hene, Deborah Gitel bat Sheva, Froma Tzivia bat Malka, Yosef ben Sarah, Rachel bat Reisel, Avram Zerach ben Zelda, Eliav Chaim ben Chaya Rozel, Avram Lev ben Goldgeninde Tzvi Chaim, ואת סופיה טנקובר, ואת בית מזור, ואת פריידול בן גיטל, ואת ליבה חיה בת שרה, ואת דבורה שרה בת יוספינה. So let's start here on this side here today. Yes. Thank you. And we'll work backwards. So we'll start in the front and work backwards this time. Yes, Ruth. Okay, good. And Judy? Who? Okay, Judy? Okay, thank you. Is that Sue? Thank you. And anyone else here towards the back on this side? Okay. Let's go to this side over here. This time we'll start backwards and work forwards from the very back. Anyone there? Okay. Thank you. Moving forward here. Okay, anyone from, okay. Let's go to the beam on my left, starting with David, the far end. Thank you. Any others? Okay. Okay, thank you. Anyone here to add? Okay. Then we have a conclusion of the prayer. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihim Lazikam L'Rechobotam V'Yishlach Lehem Me'ara Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim Refuat HaNefesh U'Refuat HaGuf B'toch Sha'ar HaCholim V'Yechazek Et Yidei HaYotzkim B'Tzorkeihem Shabbat Hilim V'Yitzhok U'Refuah Krava Lavo Hashtaba Gala V'Zman Kariv V'Nomar Amen. So we ask that the Holy One, blessed be He, give complete healing to those who we prayed for, healing of body, soul, and mind, amongst all those who are ill. And we also pray for their caregivers, that they may be strengthened, and that through this Shabbat prayer, the specialness of the Shabbat, that prayer will be strengthened, and we can say Amen. We will be continuing now. This is going to be now the, I believe, the
129, verse 13, fourth Aliyah.
Yeah, the fourth Aliyah.
We invite Jenny and Brian and Raymond and Daniel, lots of people. Yamdu Chaya Tzivia Bat Shmuel B'Dvora Rentzia V'itai Ben Brian V'Chaya Tzivia V'Beryl Ben Brian
Right where the points are. Right there. Okay.
Baruch et Adonai Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Vaydaber el Ephron bo'ozne am haaretz lemor ach im atalu shamaeni natati kesef hasadeh kach memeni vikbara eight mati shama vayaan Ephron et Avraham lemor lo Adoni shamaeni eretz araba kesef araba mayot shekel kesef b'nei uvenkor mahi ve'et matakor kavor vayishma Avraham el Ephron vayiskol Avraham la Ephron et hakesef asher debe'er ba'ozne v'nei chet arba'a mayot shekel kesef over la soher. Right here. At the end.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu et Torah v'chaye olam b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Thank you, David, very much. And now we're going to continue on page 130 of verse 17 with the fifth aliyah. We're going to call Samantha and Nat and Theo. The threesome. The awesome threesome. Tamot Shmuel Bat Shmuel V'Dvorah Ransiat Aliyah Hamishit. Did you see where? So fast.
Because he's got it right, just right.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Vayakom hold on, let me start over. Vayakom I'm sorry. Sadeh Evron Asher b'machpelah Asher livnei mamrei Hasadeh b'hama'ara Asher bo v'chol ha'etz Asher b'sadeh Asher b'chol gvulot saviv LaAvraham lemikna la'enei b'nei chet b'chol ba'ei sha'ar iro v'acharechen kavar Avraham et Sarah ishto el meharat sedei hamachpelah
al panei mare hiv Hebron be'eretz Canaan vayakom hasadeh v'amara asher bo la'Avraham la'chuzat kaver ma'ed b'nei het. Kiss right here. I'm sorry.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam notah b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Thank you very much. And feel free to move over there and stay as Andrew. Okay. Yamor Aaron ben Baruch Basara Lalia Shishit.
Where
I'll tell you where to take this.
the paragraph is.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
It's a mistake.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim v'sanan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai nosein ha'Torah.
Amen. Va'Avraham zakein ba'yamim va'Adonai berach et Avraham ba'kol. Vayomer Avraham el Avdo zakan beito hamoshel bechol asher lo simna yatacha tachat yerechi v'yashbi acha ba'Adonai Elohei hashamayim v'Elohei haaretz asher lo tikach isha libni mi banot hakanaani asher anochi yoshev b'kirbo ki el artzi ve'el molati telech v'lachachta isha libni leyitzchak.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei lanu notah b'chayenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
We now have the seventh aliyah, and we're going to call. They're already here. Yamor Yonatan ben Abraham v'Sara v'Ariel bat Shmuel v'Dvora Rentzia l'aliyah shvi'it Picraux Bat Mitzvah. Okay.
Now, I'd just like to give a little rabbinic note of explanation at this juncture here, especially for those who may not be intimately familiar with this part of our Jewish tradition and rituals. So, in fact, as you know, Rachel is the bat mitzvah for today, but she is merely being a Torah reader for the seventh aliyah. Children can read Torah as soon as they're able to do it. Someone could do it at 5 years old, 7 years old, it doesn't matter. But they can't be officially called to the Torah until the time of their bar or bat mitzvah. So Rachel, for this seventh aliyah, which is the aliyah that is going to have her parents there, basically this aliyah, she is the Torah reader. But it's not until the following one that she will be officially called by myself as the bat mitzvah, as the daughter of the commandments. And to separate the two, there's going to be a Kaddish prayer, which is a praise of God that you heard her sort of do in tone a little bit earlier, and that will be repeated at this point. Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'charbanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Vayamer love ha'avad ulai Isha, Alecha Sacharai, Ha'aretz Hazos, Hashiv, Hashiv Espencha, El Ha'aretz Hasharetz Asami Sham, Ve'emer Elav Avraham, Hishemer Lecha, Pendashiv Espenihi Shama, Adonai, Elohei Hashamayim, Asher Kachani, Mi Beisavi, Umi Eretz Molanti, Vashidi Berli, Vasher Nishba, Li, Lemor, Lezaracha, Achain, Asa'aretz Hazos, Hu, Yishlach, Malacha, Lefanacha, Velakachta, Isha, Livni, Misham, Ve'im, Lo, So, Vaha, Isha, Lecha, Sacharacha, Veni, Kisa, Mishavu Asizos, Ra, Gaspeni, Yosashev, Shama, Vayasam, Ha'aved, Asyadam, Tachas, Yerach Avraham, Adonav, Vaishava, Lo, Ahadavahar, Hazam.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayim olam v'chayim. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Okay, so let's cover the Torah scroll with one of the blue. Just one second. Very good. Okay, good. Bechatzi Kaddish, so you can follow, is found on page 174. 174? Yes.
Yeskada, Vayeskada, Shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Biama Devra Kirte, Biamlich Machotai, V'chaye Chanu, Biamechon, Uvchaye Dechot, Ben Yisrael, Bagala, Ubizman Karim, Biamiru, Amen. Eshme Rabba Mevarach, Yanam Yamayamaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitfa'ar, V'yitrama, V'yitnase, V'yitadar, V'yitalam, Shemini Kedusha, Brichov, Leila Mikobechata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nachemata, Damiram, V'yama, V'yamiru, Amen.
Okay, so Rachel, I'm going to invite you to stand right over here, right there for a moment. And I have been told by the chair, none less than the chairperson. That would be fine. Okay, so we've had a request that you'll sit down there, and then yes, I have been told by none less than the chairperson of our ritual committee that there is a very strong tradition here of calling the bat mitzvah or the bar mitzvah to the Torah, that the word ta'amod or ya'amod, if it's a man or a young man, you say ya'amod. If it's a young lady, you say ta'amod because it's the feminine in Hebrew. And that word is repeated 3 times. Not 2 and not 4, 3 times. So that shall be done. And then we're going to call Rachel by her Hebrew name here. And in the process, and this is now the official moment. This is the moment that you've been waiting for 13 years. Since the moment of your birth. That's right, 12 years. Yes, okay, good enough. Good enough. Because, you see, young ladies are allowed to, because they're more mature than the average young boy, and more with it, so they're allowed to come a little earlier. Yes, and that's certainly the case of this precocious young lady behind me.
I was going to say, Rabbi, please don't make any older than she already is, please.
That's fine, yes. Ta'amod, ta'amod, ta'amod. Now you can stand. Habachura bat mitzvah Ilana bat Yonatan ve'Ariel maftir chazak. And that was her official call. Thank you. Thank you. And so that was her official call, the first time of her life to actually be called to the Torah. And so she'll precede her. Now this will be her aliyah. It's the same one, like we said, that she read before. She'll now proceed it for the first time, though, in her life as the Aliyah, saying, starting with the blessings before with the Baruch Hu. And first she'll find the place, which again is chapter 24, verse 5. Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen.
Vayomer Elav ha'aved, ulai lo soveh ha'isha, v'lachas acharai ha'aretz hazos. Hashiv Hashiv bencha al ha'aretz asher yitzasam misham. Vayomer Elav Avraham, Yishemer lecha, pendashiv benihi shama. Adonai Elohei hashamayim, asher lekachani mi beis avi. My eretz molanti, Basher Berli, Basher Her Nishpa, Li Lemor, Zaracha, Attain as Arat Hazos. Hu, Yishlach, Malacha, Fanacha, Vilakachta, Isha, Livni, Bisham, Ve'im, Lo, So, Vaha, Isha, Lecha, Sacharacha, Beni, Kisa, Michivuasi, Zahos, Rahakes, Beni. Vasa shehev shama, vayasem ha'aved esidor tachas, yerach Avraham Adonav, vayshava ha'aloho ahadavar hazeh.
Amen.
That's beautiful. That's a lot to learn. Beautiful. Congratulations, Yashikar. We're now going to do Hadba.
That would be good.
Okay,
Yes.
We're going to call Daniel and Raymond, please. So which one is Daniel?
Daniel, if you drop this, we
No,
have to
not yet.
fast.
You haven't been called. You haven't been called, so hold on. Please rise. We're going to now address the Torah, and Daniel is not going to drop it because if he does, we're all fasting for 40 days. Laura just said she has lots of food, so please do not fast and please do not drop it. Okay.
So if they haven't done it in the last 10 days, then the reminder here for Raymond is to as immediately as soon as he is lifting it up there, then you'll spot him like a weightlifter. You'll support it from the bottom, and as soon as he sits down, you'll start rolling immediately. Okay?
We'll work with you.
Because if we'll go there. Okay, go ahead.
Ya'amod Beryl ben Brian v'chayat Tzivya Magbia v'ya'amod Itai ben Brian v'chayat Tzivya Golel. Okay, so now he's going to lift it. Bend your knees.
Use
Put
left.
your hand behind like that. V'zot ha'Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe.
Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Morasha Kilat Yaakov, Morasha Kilat Yaakov, Morasha Kilat Yaakov, Torah tziva lanu Moshe. Nachamol again. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Torah. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe, Morasha Kilat Yaakov, Morasha Kilat Yaakov, Morasha Kilat Yaakov, Morasha Kilat Yaakov. I'm sorry? Later. Yeah. Please be seated. So it is the custom in the Jewish tradition often to invite and allow the bar or bat mitzvah to share some reflections on what they've learned, some teachings from the Torah or Haftorah portion with the congregation on this occasion and on this day. And Rachel has very carefully prepared some thoughts and remarks for us. So at this time, I'd like to call upon Rachel to share her thoughts.
So Yitzchak and Abraham were shopping in a computer shop, and they got everything they needed for a good computer. A motherboard, a mouse, a keyboard. And then Yitzchak says, Father, we forgot the memory. And Abraham says, God will provide the RAM.
Very good. So just a second. We have some stage directions here coming up for you, Rachel. He wants to move the mic closer to you. The mic is your friend.
This Devar Torah is about the connection between the Torah and the Haftarah. First, I will give a summary of Parshas Chayei Sarah. Sarah is old and dies, and Abraham buries her in Ma'aras HaMachpelah. Then he asks his servant Eliezer to find a wife for Yitzchak from his family. Eliezer finds Rivka, who Yitzchak then weds. Abraham is guaranteeing the continuation of his family. On the Haftarah, David HaMelech was old and about to die. And his son Adoniyahu was partying and saying that he would be king. He made a big party, but Nassan HaNavi, Ben Yahu, David HaMelech's army, and his brother Shlomo were not invited. However, David HaMelech promised Shlomo the throne. Therefore, Bathsheba went and asked David HaMelech about why Adoniah had declared himself king. David HaMelech said that Shlomo would be king, not Adoniah. Had he become recognized as king, Adoniah would have murdered Shlomo and Bathsheba. Therefore, David HaMelech saw Adoniah, his son, as a rebel. In contrast, Shlomo HaMelech was a peaceful king and built the Beis HaMikdash, the first holy temple, during his reign. The connection between the Torah and the Haftarah is securing the future for all of Bnei Yisrael. We must think hard about our choices. Will we be blind to what is going on in our kingdom, as David HaMelech appeared to be, or will we be aware? Will we make choices that will make a bright future for us and for our children and our children's children? As I become older, I hope to make good choices that will make a bright future for us all. I have tried to make the future brighter by helping out at the Scruffy Paws Animal Shelter, where there are lots of good cats waiting for good homes. Thank you to Rabbi Barnett, Rabbi Filmus, my Bas Mitzvah teacher, Professor Andrea Allgood, everyone at Providence Hebrew Day School, everyone for coming to my Bas Mitzvah, Bev, Sharon, Elaine, and Judy for making a delectable kiddush, and my wonderful family, especially my amazing parents.
Okay, thank you so much there, Rachel. And now we're going to play a little bit of, we got the stender here. I think maybe we'll even just keep you up. Would you like, I'll give you a choice. Would you like to chant the Haftarah from that side or remain here? I think we'll do it from over here. Actually, since this is the place of the moment that you became your Bat Mitzvah with the Torah Aliyah, we've got the microphones just here like this. And so at this time, Rachel will be continuing with the Haftarah. Now the Haftarah is then the prophetic section that comes after the Torah reading, and she just spoke about that in her speech. So the Haftarah is preceded by some blessings, and then after the blessings, then she will continue with the Haftorah itself. For those who wish to follow, those blessings would be found on page 175. And let me announce also in your Chumashim, so she will be doing the full traditional Haftorah reading, which, as she mentioned, tells the story, relates the story of succession for King David during the time of the kings there. And it's found from the book of Kings, in fact. And for those who would like to follow with her on this very lengthy Haftorah, which she has prepared very, very nicely, that's found on page 143 of your, these are the big red books, the Eitz Chaim. So those are the Chumashim. So again, page 175 for the blessing before, and then 143 for the Chumash.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzah b'divreihem ha'emarim be'emes. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'b'nvi'ei ha'emes v'tzadak. V'hamelech David zaken ba'yamim v'chasuhu b'begadim v'lo yicham lo v'yomru lo avadav yivakshu Adoni hamelech na'ara v'sila v'yamda lifnei hamelech v'sehilo sochanas v'shachva v'chaykacha v'cham Adoni hamelech Vayvakshu na'ara yafa b'chol givul Yisrael v'yamseu as havisha kashu names v'yavi'u osah lamalach. V'hana'ara yafa ameod v'artahi lamalach sochanas v'tishar sehu v'hamalach lo yada v'adaniyah V'chagis v'snasei lemor ani amloch v'ya'as lo rechav ufa rashim v'chamishim ish ratzim lefanav v'lo tzavo aviv miyamav lemor mardu akacha asisa v'gam hu tov to'ar me'od v'oso yolda acharei Avshalom V'yahu devarav im Yoav ben Seruya im Avisar HaKohen ve'azru acharei Adoniyah v'tzadok HaKohen uvnayahu ben Yehoyada v'nasan hanavi v'shem'i v'rei v'hagibarim asher leDavid v'lo hayu im Adoniyah Vayisbach Adoniyahu Zon Uvakar Umeri Im Evan Hazochalas Asher Eitzel Ein Rogel Vayakra Eskolachav B'nei Hamalach Ochol Anshe Yehuda Avdei Hamalach Vesnasan Hanavi Uvnayahu Yesagiborim Vayishlamo Arev Lo Kara Vayomer Nasan Avashava Im Shlama Lemor Hala Shamahat Ki Malach Adoniyahu Fan Chagis Adoninu David Lo Yida Biarta Lechi Yatzech Na Eitza Umalati Esnafashech Vesnafash Benech Shalom Lechi Uvahawi El Hamelach David B'yamart Elav Halo Arta Adoni Hamelach Nishbata Lamascha Lemor Kish Salamo Benech Yimloch Acharai Vehu L'Shef Al Kis'i Umadu Malach Adoniyahu Hine Odach Medaberas Shalom Im Hamalach Biani Avah Charayach Umilesi Estevarayach Bartabo Basheva El Hamalach El Hachadra Bahamalach Zaken Me'an Babishai Kashun Ames Misharas As Hamalach Vertikahad Vashava Batishtachu La Malach Vayomer Hamalach Malach Vatomer Lo Adoni Atanish Bata Badana Elohecha La Amasacha Kishlamo Benech Yemloch Acharai Behu Yeshev Al Kisihi Biarta Hine Adoniya Malach Biarta Adoni Hamalach Lo Yadata Vesbach Shur Amari Vaton Larav Vayakra Locha Benei Hamalach O Abiasar HaKohen O Yoav Sar Hatzava Lo Abdecha Lo Kara Biarta Adoni Hamalach Eine Chol Yisrael Alecha V'hageh Lahem Mi Yeshev Akizei Adoni Hamalach Acharav Bia V'haya Keshlav Adoni Hamalach Im Avosav V'hayisi Ani Uvni Shalom Chata'im V'hinei Odena Medaveras Im Hamalach V'nasan Hanavi Ba Vayagidu Lamelach Lemor Hinei Nasan Hanavi Vayavo Lifnei Hamalach Vayashtach Lamelach Apa Arza Vayomer Nasan Barani Hamalach Ata Amarta Baraniyahu Malach Yemlach Acharai Behu Yeshev Al Kizin Ki Yaran Hayam Vaisbach Shor Umari Fitzon Laro Vayakra Lachol B'nei Hamalach Ul Sarei Hatzava Avisar HaKohen V'hinam Ochem V'shartim Lefanav Vayomru Yechihi Hamalach Adoniyahu Beli Ani Abdecha Otzidok HaKohen V'lefnayahu V'nihoyadaha L'shlamo Abdecha Lo Kara Im Ma'es Adoni Hamalach Niyah Hadavar Haza Velo Hodata Asavadacha Mi Yeshev Akisei Adoni Hamalach Acharam Vayaan Hamalach David Vayomer Kiruli Lebas Hashava Bartavo Lifnei Hamalach Barta Amor Lifnei Hamalach Vaishava Hamalach Vayamar Chai Adonai Asher Pada As Nefeshi Mikol Tzara Ki Kasher Nishbat Tilach Baranai Elohei Yisrael Lemor Kishlamo B'nei Chimlach Acharai Behu Yeshev Al Kiz'i Tachtai Ki Kain Asa Hayom Hazah Bartikod Vashava Apayim Eretz Bartishtachim Lahamalach Bartomer Yechi Adoni Hamelach David Le'olam
Yeshakol Beautifully chanted here. Now we're going to have a couple things that are going to be happening at the same time here, simultaneously. So Rachel now will be chanting the blessing after the Haftorah, the traditional blessing after the Haftorah, and it's a little bit of a longer one. So that's going to be giving time to give Theo Greeley and any helpers that he may have time to hand out the candy packets. We don't want fastballs. They have been designed to be sort of gentle, hopefully. We don't want anyone to get hurt. So there's a tradition that you shower the bar or bat mitzvah with a degree of sweetness. Again, no fastballs. Gentle lobs with the curve in the air. There have historically been injuries. I'm very sensitive to that. So nonetheless, we are participating in this custom here. So we're going to have everyone wait till the conclusion of the blessing before any lobs take place. Therefore, Rachel, why don't you begin right now?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzur kol haolamim tzaddik b'chol hadaros ha'al ha'na'aman homer v'oseh medaber kayim shekol divrav emes v'tzaddik na'aman atahu Adonai Eloheinu v'na'amanim devarecha v'devarecha medevarecha achor lo yeshuv rekam ki amelech na'aman v'rechaman atah baruch atah Adonai ha'al ha'na'aman b'chol devarechav Rachel, Matzion ki b'schayinu v'avos nefesh toshia v'sisamach meirav yameinu Baruch atah Adonai v'sameach Tzion b'vanaha Samacheinu Adonai Eloheinu b'liyahu hanavi avdecha v'machos besav meshichecha meirav yavo v'yagel libeinu al kisei lo yishev zar v'lo yanchalu od acherem es kavodo ki v'shem kachecha nishbata lo shelo yichbad neiro yolam ba'ad Baruch atah Adonai Magen David Ahata Rabia Havoda Vanava Emil Yam Hajavas Hazesh Nasatalan Adonai Eloheinu V'Kdushavim Nuchal Uchavod Seferas Alakal Adonai Eloheinu Anachrim Mundimlach V'Achem Masach Sprach Shemcha B'Fikal Chai Tumeli Olam Ba'ed Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbos.
Amen. Okay, now is the moment. Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yehelanu. Let's have all the young kids come up, be the vacuum cleaners. Hu lechol Yisrael, yehelanu, yehelanu. Hu lechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulechol Yisrael. Okay. So at this moment, we'd like to call upon the parents to come forward, Laura Picraux and John De La Cruz, to come up and share some thoughts. So, Rachel, I'm sure you'll want to stand there.
We would like to first thank everyone who helped us on this special day. It's hard to look out and not find someone who hasn't helped us in some way. So we really are so grateful for our family and our friends and the entire Torat Yisrael community. Everybody has really made this possible. It wasn't just us, it was everybody helping us and coming together and helping us in the kitchen and helping us with good words and helping us with advice. We'd like to especially thank what we call the Mignonnaires, Bev, Elaine, Sharon, and Judy, who came and helped me cook and set up and is what's going to be so nice for the kiddish. You should be looking at them. I was just nervous and chopped a lot. We'd also like to thank Susan, who gave us so much help with all the details of the service. We'd like to thank everyone who read Torah, Susan, Andy, David, Rabbi Barnett. I certainly, as you can all tell, could not have done it without their help. And then we especially like to thank Rabbi Barnett and Rabbi Filmus, who helped Rachel with all of her learning and doing such a wonderful job.
Rachel, becoming a bat mitzvah is a special time in your life and took much dedication to achieve. When we decided in May that we would help you have your bat mitzvah this October, you began meeting with Rabbi Filmus, Dr. Allgood, and eventually Rabbi Barnett. You spent the time to learn the Torah and Haftorah trope and helped your mom with all of the tricky words in the Torah portions she read. You have taken the obligation of becoming a bat mitzvah, as our sages taught, to be a builder of the world. We are so proud of you. In your Torah portion, Hayei Sarah, we learn that the death and burial of Sarah and her search for Isaac's wife, Rebekah. Both Sarah and Rebekah are given the attributes of chesed. Sarah opened her house to everyone in need and had many guests. Rebekah, in this Torah portion, gives Eliezer and his camels water before the drawing of water for herself. This quality of hesed and concern for others is something that we all should aspire to. We hope that you, Rachel, will grow in body, mind, spirit, and character, and always be able and eager to help those around you. We hope that you are on the path to becoming an Ashes Hayil.
We see the kindness you bring to others every day. When you were little, we signed you up for soccer. It turned out not to be your sport, but the best part of watching you scrimmage was you would get the ball and immediately pass it to another child and then run next to them and say words of encouragement. You take your lessons from Yisodei HaLeshen, Shomerei HaLeshen, and Moshlei HaLeshen to heart and implement them in your daily life. As you go from being a child to being a young woman, we hope that you go confidently because our love and support will always be with you. We hope that you are steadfast because your determination to succeed will hold you in good stead. We want you to look back and cherish your past years and the generations who have given you so much to help you make you who you are today. And look forward to the goals and aspirations that will help you reach your tomorrow.
You were born in the month of Heshvan, and Kings 1 tells us that the Beis HaMikdash took 7 years to build and was finished in this month. Similarly, you have spent most of your life building the foundation of Judaism so that you are ready to stand here before us as a bat mitzvah. In addition, Isaiah states, "Behold, the nations are like a drop of water from the bucket, and the month of Heshvan is blessed with the rains for the thirsty ground of Israel." Rachel, you have developed a thirst for knowledge, asking many questions of your teachers and rabbis, and being interested in the world around you. We hope that you continue to learn, be interested, and be engaged.
We love you.
We love you.
Just beautiful. And Rachel, stand right here. Oh, yeah, facing to the right. So facing back here. Turn around. There we go. Mazal tov to you on this wonderful and exciting day, Rachel. You've really earned it. You've put your special mark on this day in a way that no other student actually in my entire career has. Everyone is different, and everyone is special. But with your Hebrew school background, and your natural inquisitiveness, and your excitement for life, and your concern for others, you bring a special personality to this service. It really has your imprint on it. And I have to share with the congregation that I've enjoyed so much, not just the process of working with you, which I always enjoy with the students that I'm really having the great blessing to work with, but I really enjoy your presence on a weekly basis with your family. Your parents have just set a wonderful example of commitment and dedication for you. And as you so beautifully and eloquently shared in your remarks regarding the Torah portion and the Haftorah portion, in this week we really think of that transition and the continuity of transition between generations. And we read, as your father alluded to, that beautiful story in the Bible. I reread it this morning, and actually, I confess, it was so moving in its rustic simplicity in this day of internet and social media. It sort of moved me so deeply that I was just taken back, and my eyes were filled with a little bit of tears there, and the joy of thinking how decades and centuries and millennia later, we still are concerned about the transmission of our heritage from generation to generation. And while you're not going to necessarily expect it to be drawing water for camels, I don't know if that was ever on your top 10 list or not, but nonetheless, you will have the graciousness to continue as a leader for the next generation. When you're in the years ahead, you will be one of the leaders of your generation in the continuity and transmission of our tradition. And you do so many things in your own life. I don't know if you all know, but Rachel is a violinist, a violin student as well. And it's so wonderful that for your Mitzvah project, you also engaged so much in the idea of really chesed for animals, that grace and kindness and compassion for animals. And that's a wonderful concept in itself. The caring and compassion for all of God's creatures. And so really at this time, I'm going to be so interested to see the further developments in your life. I know they're going to be wonderful and dynamic. Did we mention your swim team? She's on the swim team, gets up with that discipline in the cold winter here in Rhode Island and gets in the water every day and does backstroke. And other strokes. Well, backstroke is your key one, I think you said, right? Backstroke and freestyle. Okay. So very, very special. And you're just so well-rounded, and you have so many choices for the future. So whatever you choose, and you have such a supportive family, whatever you choose, I know are going to be, God willing, very, very good choices. And you certainly have the background now to make those wisely. And so I'm going to say to you, mi chayil lechayil, from one strength to another, that this is just one day. And the reason I alluded to the fact that I enjoy you so much on the weekly basis, because I know you're not going to be one of those students who have their bat mitzvah and then it's like gone for 20 years, until they have children. You're going to really be continuing to be involved in the community. Why wouldn't you be? And in the prayer service, it's so much a part of you. You have internalized it so much. It's really connected with your identity and who you are, not just what you do on this day. And before I put you to sleep completely, then, I'm going to say, L'chayil, l'chayil, from strength to strength, and all good things. Amen. And now we have some special surprises for you. I feel like the Wizard of Oz here, because we have a magic curtain, and, well, parochet that covers that, and we have all kinds of surprises underneath here. So I'm going to take them out. They're all in purple. And we're going to have some special help in doing this. So at this time, I think maybe what I'll do is I'll call upon our president, Michael Katz, to officiate here at this part of our ceremony here. And I will turn this over to Michael first.
What would you like to
give the Tanakh? Okay. Okay, great. So, Rachel, and I was told that you actually had a vote in this the choice of this particular gift too, as well, which I know you will appreciate because you will have the knowledge and the skills to be able to understand it. And so, as one of the transmitters of the tradition, as a rabbi, it's really a great honor to be able to give you this Tanakh, this Hebrew Bible, here on the occasion of your bat mitzvah. May you use it and use it frequently learn from it, be inspired from it, be consoled by it. If you ever have a sad moment, be able to rejoice with it when you're happy, and be able to share it so much, and the wisdom gleaned herein with so many others. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
And Rachel, on behalf of Temple Torat Yisrael, it is my pleasure, my deep pleasure really, to present you with this certificate of Bat Mitzvah. And as the rabbi said, I look forward to your coming on Shabbats. Aside from what the rabbi teaches us in Devar Torah and his little inserts into the prayer, you always add your inserts as well, and I look forward to hearing those going forward. Congratulations. And I'd like to call up Stephen Shapiro at this time to present the gift from the Men's Club. Come over here by the microphone.
Come on this side, Rachel. Now, I have a few things, mazel tov to everybody, and a wealthy and a healthy day to you. But I remember the first time I met you, you only came up to my hip. That's it, not eye to eye, but to my hip. And Rabbi Aaron asked a couple questions, and of course, nobody knew the answer except for one person. And Rachel got up and raised her little hand and said, I do. And nothing that I expected would happen any better than what it did today. Your perfection was absolutely magnificent. So I have a little gift for you, and this is a tzedakah box. And I don't need to tell you what that's all about. You know, because of everything that you've done. The tzedakah box is from my wife Elaine and myself, and the tzedakah box is in memory of Elaine's parents, Pearl and Abe Kozlov, and my parents, Elaine and Sidney Shapiro. So I present this to you. Mazel tov. It's okay, you can shake my hand. It's okay, I won't bite. I won't bite. Mazel tov.
And at this time, I'd like to call up Judy Finkel for the sisterhood.
Rachel, what can I say besides mazel tov? My God, you did a fabulous job, and I know you'll be doing a fabulous job from here on out. And I love the purple glasses, and I know what color in the other room is. Anyway, I wanted to tell you how proud I am, and I know how proud your parents are, as well as your relatives in the congregation. And I remember you coming in as a little kid. Anyway, not to belabor the point, I wanted to give you a set of candlesticks that you can use every Shabbat, and they're from Sisterhood. And a little secret is I have my Shabbat candlesticks from my sisterhood from eons ago, and I still use them today. So mazel tov and congratulations. We love you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, at this point, we are going to have a prayer for peace. And that is found on page 178. I'd like to call upon Darcy Smith and Eric Bauer to come forward. And you can do it from right that side there. I'll suggest that in the italics, the congregation will read. And if you want, you can alternate with the stanzas or read the stanzas together. That's on page 178 at the bottom on the left-hand side.
May we see the day when war and bloodshed cease, when a great peace will embrace the whole world. The nation will not threaten nation, and human family will not again know war.
For all who live on earth shall realize, we have not come into being to hate or to destroy. We have come into being to praise, to labor, and to love.
Compassionate God, bless leaders of all nations with power of compassion. Fulfill the promise conveyed in Scripture. I will bring peace to the land, and you shall lie down, and no one shall terrify you. It shall not be ravaged by war.
Let justice and righteousness flow like a mighty stream. Let God's peace fill the earth as the waters fill the sea. Let us all say,
Amen. Thank you very much. And now we come to a very special moment here in our service. And for those of you who may not have been from the Jewish tradition, not quite yet with the ark opening. Not quite yet. But thank you. It's nice to have you in the front row, ready and rolling to go. For those not in the Jewish tradition, you may have never seen this done before. For those in the Jewish tradition, you still may not have seen it done before. But I understand that this is one of the special traditions of this particular congregation to make a big deal about this particular aspect as well. So we shall do so. So I'd like at this time to invite Rachel and her parents. Rachel to come forward here. Your parents can stay there. Your parents can stay there. But Rachel will invite you to come forward here. I'm going to need to put this into a context here because I don't want it to be misunderstood. I'll have you stand on my right here. Okay, good. So until this point, Rachel, you've had a lot and you've taken a lot of initiative in your life, as we talked about, done a lot of things, but you've been, in the Jewish tradition, you've been a minor, right? You have not been a full adult in the participation of the relationship with your parents and the community. They've been responsible for, at the end of the day, even if you made a mistake or a boo-boo, right? Then they were ultimately responsible. Now, in the Jewish tradition, you are totally responsible for your actions, each and every one of them, each word. It's an immense burden, actually, for a thinking individual because it continues the rest of our lives. Each word, each gesture, you are fully responsible. But I know you'll handle that responsibility well, and we don't expect perfection either. We have a chance once a year to ask people for forgiveness and then ask God for forgiveness on top of that. Nonetheless, to celebrate and to demarcate this particular now transition between your girlhood and your young womanhood. Now, of course, in the legal law, your parents are still responsible till you're 18. So, you still can't do any, crazy things. You never want to. But from a moral and philosophical and spiritual point of view, you are now an adult. How does it feel?
Exactly as I did yesterday.
Exactly as she did yesterday. Okay. We'll give you a day or two to think about it. And so there was a blessing that we say to demarcate this occasion. And I will... your parents practice this blessing with me, so I'll invite them to stand first, and I'll say the blessing, and then give you a translation. Now, the translation is pretty stark in a way. I'm going to give you a little literal translation, but I've hoped to place it in context here. So you realize they still are always going to love you. Okay. They're always going to have your parents' love. Okay. So that having been said, because it's quite a blessing. So, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Shepataranu Me'onsho Shel Zot. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe. Repeat that, please. O Lord our God, who has relinquished us from the full responsibilities of this one. Great. And you did that so well. And I use the word, keep standing, because we're going to invite the rest of your family to rise and join you. So anyone related who have come in from family special out of town, we're going to say a Shehechianu in thanks for having reached this moment together. And I came up with the word relinquished for that translation. I'm glad that felt better. So we'll say it first in Hebrew and then in English. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Shehechianu, V'kiyamanu, V'higianu, lazman hazeh. And in English, blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has kept us in life, sustained us, and brought us forth to this day. Amen. Now we're going to invite everyone who is standing to remain standing. And for another special moment in our service, we're going to invite the entire congregation now to rise. And I'm going to invite you over here, Rachel, to face me as we laid out in our choreography. Good. And it's my honor to chant the priestly benediction now. So I'm going to put my hands in the way the ancient Kohanim did. I'm part Kohen. Well, my grandfather was a Kohen. That's right. That could be correct, except the priestly line goes through my mother's side of the family. So my mother's side, but I still claim it. For you, I'm going to claim it for our layout today. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He cause the light of His countenance to shine upon you and to be gracious to you. May He lift up His countenance to you and grant you peace and well-being and all success in life. And we can all say, Amen. Please remain standing. And at this time, we are going to call upon those who opened the ark earlier, Elaine and Sharon. We continue page 183, and we will continue with Yahalalu. Page 183, that you'll lead us in as well. Yahalalu? Good. In front of the mic. Hodu al eretz v'shamayim Livnei Yisrael Am Krovo. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We continue now. Rachel will be carrying the Torah down the aisles, and I continue on 183. Havu l'Adonai b'nei elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kavod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai b'hadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hir'im, Adonai al mayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, vayishaber Adonai et arzei halbanon, v'yarkedem kemo egel Lebanon, v'siryon kemo ven remim. Kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh. Kol Adonai yechol al ayalot v'echasov yarot v'echolov kulo omer kavod Adonai lamabol yashav v'yeshev Adonai melech leolam Adonai os le'amo yiten Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Torati al tazovu eitz chaim hi. Hashivenu Adonai Chadish, Chadish Yameinu, Chadish Yameinu, Kekedem. Amen. I'll bring the Schneider to stay here. Please remain standing as we continue with the Reader's Kaddish. Yasher Koach to both of you. The Reader's Kaddish will be found on page 203. And Rachel will continue to lead, page 203. You don't do the Chatzi Kaddish because we're not going to Mutzah. We're not going into the Mutzah. Page 203. There you go. Good.
Yiskada v'yiskada shemei rabba.
Amen.
V'yaman devra kirote v'yamlech machote v'chayechon uv'yamechon uv'chayedecha beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'yizman karev yimiru. Amen. V'hei shemei rabba mevorach v'yanam v'yamei amaya yidbarach. Yidbarach v'yishtabach v'pa'ar v'yitaram v'yitnaseh v'yisadar v'yisalah shemei dekudisha bricha v'elam mikabachata v'shir techish b'chata v'nachamata dami ram v'yama v'yimiru. Amen. Tiskabal sotem novatum d'chol Yisrael kadama avon divishma v'yimiru. Amen. Heishlema rama min shemaya v'chaimalena v'yakol Yisrael v'yimiru. Amen. Oseh shalom bruma puya oseh shalom malena v'yakol Yisrael v'yimiru. Amen.
You want to do Ein Kalahut? We didn't go over it, but you want to? Okay. Rachel has chosen that she would love to lead us in Ein Kelohenu. You may be seated for this one. Page 204.
Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkenu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Kelohenu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kemalkenu, Mi Kemoshienu. No del Eloheinu, no del Adonenu, no del Malkeinu, no del Moshienu. Barach Eloheinu, Barach Adonenu, Barach Malkeinu, Barach Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Atahu Shekirtu Avoseinu.
And at this time, we'd like to invite everyone, please, to rise for the Aleinu, page 205. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, Tula v'yotzeh b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama. Shalom sam chelkeinu kahem v'goraleinu kechol hamonam. Anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamokim kadosh baruch hu. V'nutei shamayim v'yosei haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al v'shchina tuzot Shechina tuzo, v'kavei meromim, u'Eloheinu eimod, emes malkeinu evesulato, hakatu b'torato, v'datayom v'yashev otza elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, v'shamayim mimal. Yalaretz, Yalaretz, mitachat, Eino. Avir giludim min haaretz, Haleim karot kreitun, Lam b'malech u'shadai, B'nei v'sar yikru b'shemcha, V'tei aretz, V'dedu kosh v'tevel, Atchika kol berech, Var kol rashon, Eloheinu, Yibalu, קרייתנו, את עול מלכותך, כי שלך היא, ועמי אל תמלוך בכבוד. כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אמר והיה אדוני לך כל הארץ. והוא יהיה אדוני אחד, אחד שמו אחד. And we're going to take just a moment for Rachel to complete a silent prayer that she has learned that comes at the end of this, that she says to herself. And she did it. Bravo. Please have a seat. And we can, good. At this time, we come to page 207 as we recall those who are of blessed memory, no longer with us physically, but still in our hearts very, very much, and in our presence in our souls, and hopefully even in our sense of being able to remember them and honor them through doing certain things in our lives that reflect glory upon theirs. I will read the list that I have, and then we'll ask if there are any other names to add. This is a combined yahrzeit list for this weekend and for next week as well. Lois Silver, mother of Allison Anton. George LaBush, father of Ruth Ross and grandfather of Leah Ross Koch. Alan Wolf, father of Mark Wolf. Harry Cohen. Lewis Ross, grandfather of Lynn Field. Eunice Abishaus. Wilma Everett, great-grandmother of Deborah Burka. Lillian Abrams, Isidore Cohen. Ira Davis, Nathan Honig. Nora Solomon. Ellen Brooks, mother of Seymour Brooks. Jack Garfinkel. Jerry Manikovsky. Michelle Pam Ross, daughter of Ruth Ross and sister to Leah Ross Koch. And Sarah Goichman, mother of Zenovi Goichman. Are there any other names that we should add? Let's start from this side here, and then to this side. Any other names to add to our yahrzeit list? Okay. Then we slow it down for this prayer. This one is said slower so that all those reciting Kaddish wishing to may be able to do so. On page 207. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'vizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lemei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpo'ar v'yitromam v'yitnosei. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'aleh alal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ve'alma ve'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May God grant comfort to all of us who mourn, and may the memory of those for whom we mourn and remember remain among us as a loving, living, and inspiring benediction. And we can say, Amen. And at this time, I would like to call upon our congregational president here, Michael Katz, for any concluding announcements that you have, and then we'll go from there. Sure.
And I have to remember the rabbi's lesson that he teaches Rachel. The microphone is your friend. I always hear from people I don't get close enough and they can't hear me. Well, anyways, Shabbat Shalom, and I want to welcome all of our members and all our visitors. I hope the people from California aren't finding the New England November too cold. Welcome. So glad that you could come and join us. And congratulations to Laura and John for all that you've done to bring Rachel to this point. And Rachel, I'd like to welcome you as now a full participating member of our congregation. Yes, so welcome. And I look forward to seeing you on other Shabbats. And if I'm not one to give advice, but I was impressed. You know, I'm a relatively new member of the synagogue, so unlike Stephen Shapiro, I didn't see Rachel growing up. I don't remember her when she was wherever she was. But I will say that I look forward in the future to seeing if Rachel will slow down a little bit. It's a good idea. You'll find out. Anyways, again, I just want to thank everybody who was able to join and share this beautiful occasion, this joyous occasion with John, Laura, and Rachel. And I welcome you after the service to a Kiddush next door in the social hall. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you there, Michael. And by the way, as a stage note here, so Rachel has chosen to want to lead us in Adon Olam. It's a concluding hymn, very, very nice and traditional. And then in order to facilitate the movement towards the social hall, it is traditional. Often more and more congregations are starting to do it. We have the hamotzi here. We have a washing bowl. And so Rachel will lead us in the ritual blessing over the bread here. And I'll invite you to do Kiddush too if you want. But basically, and then when you go into the social hall, you'll be able to start eating and you don't have to wait for a rabbi or someone like that to help start things out. What a joy it is to see all of you. And again, from my end, I want to welcome everyone from near and far and from California and everywhere in between. So this moment, we're going to call upon Rachel now to lead us in Adon Olam, found in your Sidurim on page 211.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nehivra, Le'ez Nasa V'Hafsakol, Azai Melach Shemon Nikra V'Yacharei Kechos HaKol, L'Bado Yimloch Nora, V'Hu Haya V'Hu Hoveh, V'Hu Yihiyeh B'Tifan Ra, V'Hu Echad V'Yein Sheni, V'Ham Shilon L'Hachbira, B'Li Reishis, B'Li Tachlis, Below ha'oz v'ha'mizra v'hu eini v'chai gawali v'tzur chavli b'yitzara v'hu nisi u'manosi minas kosi b'yom ha'kra b'yadam avkid ruchi b'yedishan v'ya'ira v'yem ruchi giviyati Adonai li v'lo iro.
So Rachel, I'll invite you to come right over here. You can leave the Siddur there. And what we're going to do is go like this here. So you can be washing here. And then dry your hands. And then I'll let you lead us in the blessing, okay? Or is that I think you should. You want me to pour it? I'll pour it. Okay. continuation of the celebration. So can you, she was, and just at that moment you're telling a story about the microphone or something, so neither of us heard, maybe you can tell it. So what were you saying? You were saying something about, you said you're not usually one to give advice, but then we missed, oh. Oh. Good luck, yes, okay. She certainly knows very good. You did beautiful.
How do you feel?
She did beautifully. She just did beautifully. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, how did it feel to you sitting there? Relieving. Yes, deep breath. Deep breath, absolutely, yes. Yes.
Congratulations.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I'll put them back. They're not. None of them are. I took them all from over there. Yes. Watch out for the water there, though. Yeah.
So last week, somebody said, well, I heard the salt on the hog. I actually remember the explanation. Susan will know. And Susan said, I don't know.
So my understanding of that comes from really the story of the expulsion of the garden from the Garden of Eden, when Adam, disobeyed God, and so then there was a proclamation that by the salt of your brow you will be able to, you must earn your bread.